Have you ever walked into a room only to forget why you went in there in the first place? Or maybe you've had one of those moments where a familiar name was right on the tip of your tongue, but it just wouldn't come out. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. These little slips happen to all of us, and they become a bit more common as we get older. But here's the good news. Your brain is a lot like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And today, we're going to talk about some really simple and actually quite fun ways to give your brain the workout it needs to stay sharp. Now, when people talk about brain training, it can sound a little intimidating, like you're going back to school or solving complicated math problems. But that's not what we're doing here. What we're really talking about are small, enjoyable habits you can do at home, things like puzzles, word games, memory challenges that help keep your mind alert, your thoughts clear, and your memory fresh. And you don't need to be a tech wizard or have fancy tools. You just need a little curiosity and a few minutes a day. Let's start with something simple. Have you ever played a game like Sudoku? It's a number puzzle where you fill in a grid using logic, not math. What makes Sudoku so powerful is that it activates multiple areas of the brain, especially those that handle attention, short-term memory, and problem solving. And the best part? It's portable, it's quiet, and you can do it while sipping tea on your front porch. If you're not into numbers, no-problem crossword puzzles are another fantastic option. They help strengthen verbal recall, vocabulary, and even long-term memory. Each time you search your brain for a word, you're reinforcing the neural pathways that keep your memory functioning well. Some of the most effective brain training activities don't look like training at all. For instance, card games like bridge, solitaire, or even a friendly round of Uno with your grandchildren require planning, memory, and quick decision-making. These types of games keep your brain flexible and responsive, especially when they involve other people. Social interaction, believe it or not, is one of the best things you can do to preserve your mental sharpness. When we play games with others, we're not only thinking and planning, we're also reading emotions, responding to tone, and engaging our social memory, remembering faces, names, and past conversations. And let me tell you about something that might surprise you: jigsaw puzzles. Yes, those colorful puzzles that spill all over your dining table. They're not just relaxing, they're brain-building powerhouses. When you work on a jigsaw puzzle, both sides of your brain are engaged: the logical side that sees patterns and the creative side that visualizes the bigger picture. It helps improve visual spatial reasoning, which is a skill we use every day, whether we're backing out of a driveway or looking for an item in a crowded kitchen drawer. Plus, finishing a puzzle gives you that lovely little burst of satisfaction. It's a small victory, but it builds confidence and keeps your brain craving more challenges. Now, let's talk about memory. One of the most common concerns I hear from people over 60 is, "I'm worried about my memory." That's a real and understandable concern, but the truth is, memory can be strengthened just like your muscles. One way to do this is by practicing simple memory games. For example, try making a grocery list, then test yourself by seeing how many items you can recall without looking. Or challenge yourself to remember phone numbers, birthdays, or short poems. These exercises might seem small, but they are powerful tools for stimulating the hippocampus, the part of the brain deeply connected to memory storage. If you enjoy music, try this. Pick a song from your youth and see how many lyrics you can remember. Music is deeply intertwined with memory. It activates emotional centers in the brain and often helps bring back vivid memories from years ago. Singing along or tapping your fingers to the rhythm is not just fun, it's a subtle form of brain training that connects memory, rhythm, language, and movement. Of course, brain training isn't only about games. It's also about challenging your mind in new ways. Maybe that means trying to learn a few words in a new language, not to be fluent, but just to keep your brain stretching and growing. Or picking up a new hobby that uses your hands and your concentration, like knitting, painting, or even learning to play a simple tune on the piano. These activities light up your brain's learning centers and help create new neural connections. And the more connections your brain has, the more resilient it becomes against age-related decline. What's most important to remember is this: it's never too late. Your brain doesn't suddenly stop growing after a certain age. In fact, the opposite is true. Research now shows that our brains can keep forming new connections even in our 70s, 82nds, and beyond. But it does take a little effort, a little consistency, and a little fun. Maybe you're someone who already enjoys word games or reading mystery novels. Or maybe you've never thought of yourself as a puzzle person. Either way, just starting with 5 or 10 minutes a day doing something that makes your brain work just a little harder can make a big difference. It could be as simple as using your non-dominant hand to brush your teeth, or trying to write with your left hand if you're right-handed. These little disruptions force your brain to adapt, to think differently, to stay young. You don't need to turn your life upside down or spend hours in front of a screen. You just need to stay curious, stay engaged, and stay playful. That's the secret. Because the brain loves a challenge, and it thrives when we give it new things to explore. So, what else can we do to gently, consistently nudge our minds toward greater sharpness and clarity? One surprising answer lies in storytelling. That's right, simply telling your own stories, or even listening to others share theirs, is a powerful cognitive activity. Think about the last time you told a grandchild about your childhood, or recalled a memory with an old friend over tea. In that moment, you weren't just reminiscing, you were organizing events in your mind, selecting language, sequencing time, recalling details, and painting a picture for someone else. This act of storytelling engages memory, attention, language, and emotion all at once. It's one of the most natural, joyful ways to keep your mind in motion. If you enjoy writing, you can take this one step further. Start a memory journal. You don't have to write long paragraphs or worry about spelling. Just jotting down one small memory each day, the smell of your mother's cooking, the way your dog looked at you when you came home from work, the first time you rode a bicycle. These reflections don't just preserve your stories for future generations. They strengthen recall and emotional memory. And when we revisit positive memories, we nourish not only our minds, but also our spirits. Speaking of spirits, let's talk about laughter. Have you ever laughed so hard that your cheeks hurt? Or watched a funny movie that left you smiling for hours afterward? Laughter does more than lift your mood. It stimulates multiple regions of the brain. When you laugh, your brain releases endorphins, which reduce stress and boost overall brain performance. Watching comedy, sharing jokes, or just spending time with friends who make you giggle, it all counts as brain exercise. Even a few minutes of joyful laughter each day can sharpen attention and improve short-term memory. So yes, having fun is not a waste of time. It's essential. Now, let's turn to something equally powerful, but often overlooked: movement. Physical exercise is well known for its benefits to the body, but it also has a profound impact on the brain. Activities like dancing, tai chi, and even walking are not just good for your heart. They improve brain plasticity, coordination, and memory retention. Dancing, in particular, is a beautiful brain challenge. You have to remember steps, move in rhythm, listen to music, and stay present in your body all at once. If you've ever seen older adults dancing and glowing with energy, now you know why. Their brains are lighting up with joy and activity. You don't have to attend a formal class to enjoy these benefits. Simply putting on your favorite song and moving around your living room can lift your spirits and give your brain a boost. Try learning a simple choreography online, or better yet, invent your own. Let your body guide you, and your brain will follow. And while we're on the subject of movement and rhythm, let's talk about coordination games. Activities like juggling scarves, tossing a softball back and forth, or clapping games with your grandkids may seem simple, even silly, but they are actually complex mental workouts. They require focus, reaction time, hand-eye coordination, and spatial awareness. These small physical games help connect your brain's left and right hemispheres, strengthening communication between different regions. They also bring a childlike sense of play into your day, which, let's be honest, we all need a bit more of. Another wonderful way to train your brain is through visual puzzles, not just jigsaws, but hidden object games, spot the difference challenges, or even matching games. These can be found in books or apps, and they stimulate visual processing and attention to detail. You're training your brain to notice patterns, compare images, and make decisions, all of which translate into real-world skills, like remembering where you placed your keys or navigating a new grocery store layout. Now, let's take a moment to talk about technology. I know it's not everyone's favorite topic, but hear me out. There are some fantastic brain training apps out there designed specifically for older adults. Many of them are free, easy to use, and can be done on a smartphone or tablet. Apps like Lumosity, Peak, or Elevate offer short, engaging games that target memory, focus, flexibility, and problem solving. You don't need to play them every day, just a few times a week can make a real difference. And if you're new to technology, don't worry, there's no shame in asking a friend, neighbor, or grandchild to help you get started. In fact, learning how to use something new, like an app, is itself a form of brain training. The key to all of this is consistency. Just like walking every day strengthens your legs, challenging your brain every day strengthens your mind. It doesn't have to be complicated, long, or difficult. A few minutes here and there, a puzzle while you sip your coffee, a story shared at lunch, a game played with your grandchild in the afternoon. These moments add up. And something magical happens when you keep at it. Your confidence grows. You start remembering things a little faster, making decisions a little more easily, feeling a little more present in your conversations. That spark returns not because you're fighting against aging, but because you're working with your brain, nurturing it, and treating it with the care and attention it deserves. You see, training your brain isn't about preventing every little slip or avoiding every forgotten name. It's about building resilience so that when those moments happen, they don't rattle you. You recognize them, smile, and move forward. That kind of calm, that clarity, that sense of strength, it's something you build one game, one conversation, one joyful moment at a time. You've already seen how small daily actions like storytelling, puzzles, movement, and laughter can have such a powerful effect on your mind. But let's go even deeper into the kinds of brain training that not only keep the mind active, but also help it grow stronger over time. Let's talk about learning. Yes, real learning, not school-style tests or textbooks, but the kind of learning that excites your curiosity. Have you ever wanted to speak a few words of another language? Or learn to play a musical instrument you never had the chance to try? These are among the most powerful forms of brain training. When we take on something totally new, our brains form fresh neural connections. It's like opening new doors inside your mind. And no, you're not too old to learn. In fact, studies show that older adults who engage in complex learning tasks like music, language, or computer skills experience real growth in brain volume and cognitive function. It might feel frustrating at first, but that's actually a sign that your brain is working hard, rewiring itself, stretching in ways it hasn't in years. And trust me, that's a very good thing. Let's say you decide to learn a new song on the piano, or even just a simple melody on a harmonica. Each note you try to play, every rhythm you struggle to keep, every time you laugh at your own mistake, that's your brain learning in real time. You're not just making music. You're building mental stamina. And you're showing yourself and the world that age is no limit to creativity. And while we're exploring creativity, let's not forget about art. Drawing, coloring, painting, crafting, even if you've never done these things before, now is the perfect time to try. Artistic expression taps into a different part of the brain, one that handles spatial awareness, emotional expression, and intuitive thinking. It's not about creating something perfect. It's about the process, the feel of the pencil on paper, the decision to choose blue instead of red, the moment when a shape starts to look like something real. These small decisions are a gentle yet powerful workout for your mind. And if you're someone who enjoys quiet moments, consider trying meditation or mindfulness. These aren't just trendy words, they're real, research-backed practices that improve focus, reduce anxiety, and support memory. Just sitting quietly for 5 minutes, noticing your breath, observing your thoughts without judgment, that simple act trains the mind to slow down, to be still, to find clarity in the chaos. And that clarity carries over into everyday life, from remembering a name, to staying calm during a stressful moment, to sleeping better at night. You see, brain training isn't always loud or fast. Sometimes it's silent, still, deep, and just as effective. As we wrap up this journey together, I want you to pause and really feel something: pride. Yes, pride. Because the fact that you're here, watching this, tells me that you care deeply about your health, your independence, your joy. You're not sitting back, waiting for life to happen. You're taking small, powerful steps to stay engaged, vibrant, and full of life. And I want to remind you, it's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Showing up each day and saying, what can I do today that brings my mind to life? It might be a puzzle, a poem, a walk, or a new word in Spanish. It might be dancing in the kitchen or telling a joke to your neighbor. Every little act matters. You're not just playing games. You're shaping your future one choice, one moment at a time. So take a deep breath. Smile. Feel the energy that comes from knowing you have the power to protect your brain, to train your memory, to hold on to the parts of yourself that matter most. And if this video helped you feel inspired or brought up memories you'd like to share, I'd love to hear them. Leave a comment below. Let's build a space where wisdom is celebrated and voices are heard. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, so you won't miss the next conversation we share. Here's to a strong, curious, joyful mind. Here's to living your best life at any age.